then get to number two, which is the real truth. After you found your calm, get to the real truth. Grandma, you make me feel bad every time I talk to you because you asking me when am I going to have a kid? And so I don't want to talk to you anymore. And then it leads us into number three. Go. What's number
Now, okay, step two is understand the real truth. Step three is react according to your truest intentions. And
three?
guess what? You can't get to your truest intentions if you don't understand the real truth. You won't know what your true intentions are. So when you're dealing in a relationship, say a marital relationship, that you don't want to have strife in, you have zero desire to be arguing or fighting with this person, all these, if you're dealing in that kind of relationship, but your responses to things are not in line with your truest desire to have peace, to feel loved, to feel, like you're getting along with someone, then you're working directly against yourself.
Mhm.
When you are, so if you want peace, if you want the other person or whoever you're dealing with to feel love coming from you because you truly love them, or you want to feel love coming from them, when you're yelling, shaming, blaming,
Mhm.
all those things, you are literally working directly against your truest
Mhm.
intention. If your truest intention is for peace, then you want to try to find ways to communicate, which I break down for you extremely well in the three books, the three Lafaya books, the last one being the book number three, being becoming the true parental you. Now I throw parent in there, but every parent that has read that told
It's a
me, hey,
different
this is
title.
not just, this is not just for parents, right?
Right.
This is not just for kids. This is any relationship. Like this is helping me, with my marriage, this helping me at work, this helping me at church. I'm like, oh, okay, well, yay, kind of interactions. But when you're reacting according to your truest intentions, one little tool I want to give you is to use the power talk formula to say to the person, hey, I know you love me. Preface it with something wonderful. I know that you love me, but when you yell at me, I'm going to throw in this dot 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 to each one of this. When you yell at me, it causes me to feel only defensive, and I can't really hear what it is you have to say. And I know that's not your intention. You always want to make sure you're throwing in, and I know that's not your intention.
Mhm.
It decreases defensiveness. It tears that right down, because if it's not their intention to make you feel that way, they're going to become immediately defensive. That's not what I'm doing, right? So if you say, and I know that's not your intention, that kills that. Okay.
Mhm.
I know that's not your intention. So please dot 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 do this differently in the future. So please, try to use a just a lighter tone with me, because I hear you better that way, right? When you're using that power talk formula, then you are truly reacting according to your truest intentions. You're
Mhm.
seeking peace, you're
Mhm.
promoting peace, you're teaching them how to get peaceful interactions with you. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's so interesting. So, and when you have a formula in that very tough moment, you have a go-to place. Like, because when you get mad, just the brain is like scattered, like, oh,
Mhm.
And so when you have a formula to kind of go to, then you can say, okay, wait, how do I say this? Let me take a deep breath. Ooh, mind
Mhm.
my body cues. I'm
Mhm.
teaching all these extra things, but take a breath. Okay, how do I say, when you do this thing, it makes
let,
me
let
feel
me
this
let me
way.
just say this. Let me say this. That was an area that was when I revealed my heart to Lafaya of what I was struggling with. And she taught me that. She said, all you have to do is say, hey, when you do this, it makes me feel like this. When I feel like this, I respond like this. I don't want to respond like this. So I'm telling you, if you can do this, it will help me give you what it is that you're looking for. Now, the way I said it right now is because it's in me now, because we went over it, because I would be so resistant. No, you only know how to say that because you're a therapist.
Yes.
Oh, you are the only one. Well, in my interactions with my companion, I say things to him, you make me feel this way and I apologize. It wasn't my intention and I apologize, or whatever. But I don't always have to apologize if I say and stay within the talk track. And I know some of you might be resistant like me. I don't want to have a talk track. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to sell them or anything. But once it gets in you, it just becomes innate because we are all seeking peace. I do not want to have strife in my relationships. If I have strife in my relationships at this point in my life, I don't want those relationships.
Mm,
They are
mm,
not relatable to me.
mm-mm.
So I would much rather salvage the relationships that I deem important. And if you understand what she has shared, you will understand that it is working to your advantage. Because if you enter the relationship, whatever type of relationship, whole and at peace, you found your calm, you got to your real truth, you stated the truth. It leads us to number 4. And you cannot do these things out of order. You can't come at somebody with the real truth after you ain't calm. Listen, you put me in a position that don't work. You got to get calm. Then speak from that calm place your real truth. This is what's going on with me. And I reacted this way toward you because of what's going on with me.
Mhm.
Then you move into the third one because of whatever it is that triggered me that you did. Now you're giving the other person the ownership of their part because we're in this thing together. And that's where number 3 comes in. You give them, you release to them what is theirs. You own your part. And then in number 4 is where we bring it all together. So hit me, sister.
Yes.
Bring it
Yes.
all
Now number 4. Now that's your okay. I'm not a baker, but that's your whatever the thing is that they use the whole make sure the cake can be held all together.
your
That's what it
pan.
is,
It's your
huh?
pan. You put
No,
it in
no.
the
There's an
pan.
ingredient. There's an ingredient that makes it like you know what I mean. That makes it like somebody
Like
help me out.
cornstarch.
Whatever it
Cornstarch
is. I
thickens.
was gonna say yeast, but that ain't it. That makes it
Yeast makes
raise.
it
But whatever.
rise.
But but anyway, whatever. So, but right, yeah. But the fourth step is what I call the 3 R's. It's to recognize first of all. So you're recognizing the small step improvements and differences in your own interactions and in the way other people are responding. So you're able to pick up on it right away. So for example, if somebody used to have a fit for the whole day or for 2 hours, 3 hours, and that fit has turned into now just a 10-15 minute fit, you are recognizing and picking up on that change right then. You're like, I know you had a hard time. I know you have a hard time with this area right here, but you know what? You used to cry for an hour, and that in this time you were able to regulate in like 10 minutes. How'd you do it, babe? I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited about your growth, whatever. Right. So, and that's getting us to the reinforcement part. So it's recognize, reinforce highly. Like you want to grab a hold of things you want more. We tend toward when it's reacting according to your truest intention. Remember, whatever you give more energy to, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
feed is
Mm-hmm.
what you get more of. So if
Mm-hmm.
you feed the peace, you're going to get more peace.
Mm-hmm.
If you feed turmoil, if you feed argumentativeness, if you feed the fighting, you're going to get more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So feed the thing you want. But reinforcement is the same thing. You're feeding the thing that you want more of. So, like I said, what you wanted is you want that whole meltdown fit, whatever it is they're having, to stop completely.
Mm-hmm.
So, guess what? You're moving towards successful results when they're doing that thing less. I don't care if it's 5 minutes less, 10 minutes less, 15,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you can mark it at, find something to recognize and reinforce so that you can keep moving it toward the direction that you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So recognize, reinforce, and the last one is repeat. So I have to throw repeat in there because this is a circular motion. The Lafaya way is in a circular motion, the motion of infinity. Let's make it a circle. Let's tell it like it is. We have to keep gravitating through those 4 steps in
Mm-hmm.
order to be successful in our connections to others, our successful connections to others, and our good, wonderful, peaceful, life-giving interactions that we want.
Mm-hmm. So I can honestly say, if you were listening and you walk away with just the core 4, and you implement the core 4 into your life, and then you share the core 4 with someone else and they implement it into their life, it'll be one, teach one, teach one, teach one, and we will definitely get to changing the world because
Yes.
the steps are so simple. They are so doable. They don't require you to read 20,000 pages. Each one of these books is very easy to read through.
Less than a
It,
hundred pages.
not only is it less than 100 pages, it is something that you can keep at your desk for all of you HR managers, for all you that are diversity and inclusion managers, that all of you that gosh, the P, I can't remember, not production, but purchasing. These are the things that you want for your managers. See, I come out of corporate, so I'm not talking about them kids. I'm talking about adults who have not
Yes.
been identified as having hypersensitivity. And when I
Right.
was in human resources, we had some of those. And we just said that they were odd or
Yeah.
they just didn't like to hang out with people. So we would put them in data entry so that they could be by
Mm-hmm.
themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
now that I have learned more about hypersensitivity, now that I have learned more about the core four, or excuse me, I'm the core four. I'm the core four. She's the four core. Now that I have learned more, I can now share this. And I tell you guys, it works. It works with my children. My children were not concerned with what I was buying them, they were concerned with me.
Yep.
And once I got right with me and said, you know what? I did what I did because I needed to do that so that you could have a better place and I could be in a better place. Now, like I said, they ain't even here. They out doing their thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful thing. That has nothing to do with me as a parent. That has to do with my children are growing up and they have wings and I need to let them soar, period. But prior to understanding these small, minute things within myself and getting to my truth, I would have the storm inside. Now, you couldn't see it on the outside. That's why I would call her every day. We talk every single day, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 times a day. And I started at the top saying how excited I was to have my friend here to share with you guys. Um, we could have done a completely different segment and it would have ended up with you learning something because the things that she teaches are so just every day. You know, my thing is kitchen table topics. This is everyday stuff. Right now, we are in the midst of a pandemic. We just transitioned out of the most contentious time, the most contentious election where I was walking around like this. My shoulders were in my ears. I was just so like, oh my God, I didn't even have a neck because I was stressed out. And now we're calming. And now we're able to see things a little clearer. And if we want to have healthy, strong relationships, taking this that you learned today and applying it. I'm going to have you, Lafaya, give us again your YouTube, your Facebook. Let somebody catch you. And I'm asking, would you be able to give some of our viewers and listeners maybe a like 10-minute consult if they reached out to you and mentioned conversations with Christina? Would they get maybe a 10-minute free consult or something?
If I get a mention of conversations with Christina, then yes, I will be happy to give a free 10-minute consult. I also invite people to. There's so much education out there for you now because I'm serious about getting this information out there because this is bigger than just me and doing this little training here and this little training there. Doing staff developments here and there. It's bigger than all of that. And so on the YouTube channel, which I have here up in the background for you, it's youtube.com/C, the letter C, /Lafaya. And I invite you to just watch one of the many videos. I put out a new video every single Monday for you because that's my commitment. to everybody. So you're getting that from me. You're getting my Q&A, the Lafaya ways. I tend to post up on there. I cut them up and post them up on there. But Q&A, the Lafaya way, every Friday for 3 months out of 2020. And it's going to end, I think, in the next 2 weeks here will be the last Q&A, the Lafaya way. But Q&A, the Lafaya way at 6 p.m. every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard
Pacific,
Time.
yeah.
Sorry, because I got told don't do that. People in the UK are like, can you
We
give
all
us
over the world,
everybody's time?
baby.
Right.
We
And
all
so,
over the
but
world.
Pacific Standard Time, I've been actually offering live sessions where parents and teachers and employers and grandparents and social workers can come in and ask me questions live about what to do in tough situations with hypersensitive people.
Mhm.
And so we've been doing that and having lots of fun with that. And I'm on my last 2 weeks, and I don't know what I'm going to do for the new year, but I'm going to do something as a gift to everybody because that's, completely and totally free. But as a gift to other people, you can go to my website, lafayaway.com, and you can download a free chapter from book 3, Becoming the True Parental You. Remember, these techniques work for more than just parents. It works for
Yes.
relationship.
Yes.
Just this particular book I wrote specifically speaking to parents. Okay.
Okay.
And so you go on lafayaway.com, find out about all that I'm doing. Take a look at some of the speaking opportunities that I've taken advantage of and what speaking opportunities I'm willing to offer. So because I work with all kinds of organizations, especially dealing with trauma, intergenerational trauma, schools, teachers, law enforcement. I'm working with so many churches, faith-based organizations. I'm working with so many groups right now to just work on that interaction so that they can have more productive, efficient, and just really humane results in the space that they're in. Yeah.
So
So
when I say, and I don't mean to stop you, but when I say, you guys, if you learn the technique and you share the technique and the person you shared it with shares it with someone else, we will be able to change the world.
yes, yes. Now my tagline that I'm working on is healing the world one relationship at a time. I
Ah,
haven't that just like that was a new download for me, but that's exactly what my plan is, to heal the world one relationship at a time.
now I
I
didn't
am
even know that.
I am so
Uh,
very,
committed.
very, yes, very committed to making sure that, because quite honestly, it benefits me. If we live in a better world, in a world with more peace, in a world with more happy people, I'm hypersensitive. I emotion so there's so much energy coming out there from everywhere, from everybody, that would make everything in my life easier for
Yeah,
people to learn the Lafayette way.
yeah. So
Okay,
that
and
that
so
that lets. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to wrap us on that because that's what it's all about. It's all about us all being happy in the space we're in. And I cannot tell you how happy I am to have had my friend, my personal friend, who has helped me, okay, to bring her to you guys. And we get through not only her 4 core that you get to walk away with, but she talked in all earnest of her passion, the preparation it took for her to get here, and it wasn't easy. I mean, she told you about having a baby and still showing up at class. So I don't want any of you young ladies out there to say, I can't do it. I can't, because
no
she walked away
excuses.
with a master's degree. And it was that persistence. Every situation that she was in, she made it what she needed it to be for her. And then this position now, she's in position now to help you, to encourage you, to teach you so that you can have better, stronger relationships. And I will say this, she has helped me. We were each other's iron,
Yep.
sharpening iron. We said that we are going to be on stages worldwide,
Mm-hmm.
not just YouTube, not just our websites, stages, physical stages. And you guys watch 2021. I know 2022 I'll be in Dubai. I already know that because I was
Oh,
invited because it got changed from 2021 to 2022. So when I tell you one conversation can change your life, you never know where that conversation is going to come from. And I just want to say thank you, Lafaya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please make sure that you reach out to Lafaya. Mention Conversations with Christina for your consult, 10-minute consult. You never know what can happen in 10 minutes. And I am going to say, have a wonderful day, night, or wherever you are.